It's now time to review the module and wrap up with a discussion of a practice certification exam question. In this module, you learned how to illustrate the way messaging services, including queues, pub/sub messaging, and streams, support asynchronous processing, describe Amazon SQS, and send messages to an SQS queue. You also learned how to describe Amazon SNS, subscribe an SQS queue to an SNS topic, and describe how Kinesis can be used for real-time analytics. Now, let's take a look at a sample exam question. A developer wants to introduce an asynchronous connection in their application workflow that processes individual banking transactions, including deposits and withdrawals. Transactions must be handled in the order they arrive. Which method would meet the developer's needs? A. Send transaction messages to a standard SQS queue. B. Put transaction messages onto a Kinesis data stream. C. Send transaction messages to a FIFO SQS queue. D. Put transactions onto a Kinesis data firehose delivery stream. Note the key requirements stated in the problem. The solution must process individual banking transactions, and they must be processed in order. Consider the answer choices and rule them out based on these key requirements. We'll pause a few seconds before discussing the correct answer. If you need more time to consider the answer choices, you can pause the video. So how do these answer choices compare to the requirements? First, a standard SQS queue cannot guarantee processing order, so that doesn't meet the requirement. For the second answer, a data stream is used to aggregate and analyze high-volume data rather than act on individual messages. The requirement requires processing individual records, which implies using a queue instead of a stream. Next, a FIFO SQS queue preserves message order, which meets the requirements. This could be the answer. Finally, using a Kinesis data firehose delivery stream. Again, the requirement is to process individual records, so a stream is not the best solution. The correct answer is C. The description of individual transaction processing implies that you need a queue. To ensure in-order processing, you need a FIFO queue instead of a standard queue. That concludes this module. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next video.